Well, we do.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7 TV. It's time for This Week in Real Estate with Mr. Bob Zadora. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
It's another Friday.
It is. Hard to believe. Seniors really graduate next Friday?
Next Friday.
Wow.
8 o'clock.
Wow.
Bomber Stadium, as long as it don't rain.
Yellville's this Friday.
Yellow's tonight.
Yep.
Are they?
Yeah,
Yep.
God bless them.
it's crazy.
It is. They just started.
289 names.
Wow. Do you read them all?
Every one of them, first, middle, and last. Some of them have 3 or 4, and I've had as many as 5 names on one kid.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, that kind of is. Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
And this young man, he's a great kid. He said, Mr. Bob, you can just use my first name and my last name. You don't have to do the 3 in the middle. And I said, your mama gave you those for a reason. She's here. I'm reading them. Oh, but they're very difficult. And I looked at it, and he was right. They're very difficult. However, I said, say them to me slow.
Yeah.
I'll do the best I can. And I read through it, nailed it. His mom come after me. They were from Hawaii. Come up after the graduation, and she put this lei over my neck. She said, you did wonderful. And I thought,
There you
Nailed
go.
it.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good feeling.
how long ago did you graduate?
Oh, I graduated in 1969.
You and Noah.
Yeah, pretty much. I graduated out of summer school and went to the Marine Corps like within 3 weeks of that. I was in San Diego.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How much
Best
time,
thing I ever did.
how much time did you spend in the Marine Corps?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. They had a deal then. It was two and two active, two active reserve, and 2 inactive reserve. But they never called me for the reserve, and I never called them either. So we kind of an understanding that we were done, and it worked out fine.
Yeah.
Best thing that I could have done.
Big part of your life, though.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Where'd you meet your wife?
High school, high school sweetheart. So we were in it was a shared time, is what they called the school. You went half a day to a Catholic school, half a day to the public school.
Okay.
And the Catholic taught your history, English, sciences, kind of more the brain stuff. You got if you went to public school, you get the languages, gym,
Curse words.
yeah, a little more to round out that that education.
You gotta get that.
So you walk. We walked. It was like 3 blocks that you walked, and it didn't matter winter, summer, spring, fall. You walked, and there was a little grocery store. So a friend of mine went in the store to get a sandwich, and I was standing there, and Linda was coming out, and I was coming in, and the rest, as they say, is history. Mm-hmm. Within a very short time, we were exclusive and dated through the rest of the junior year, senior year. Came home.
And celebrated which anniversary?
We just celebrated our 53rd anniversary,
53.
right?
Uh-oh.
No, I get 3, 4. It's been a while.
Okay.
I'm in my 50s.
Okay.
So,
There you go.
yeah. My mom had a sign for us to get married because I got back from Vietnam. We said, okay, we're going to get married. It was the right thing to do, and we went to City Hall. We went down to the county building in Illinois at the time. I don't know what it is now. You had the girls could be 18, boys had to be 21.
Okay.
I'd been to Vietnam. I'd killed people. I'd done all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Couldn't get married though.
Mama had to sign.
So
for
mom had to come down with us to sign on the wedding certificate, the marriage certificate, that it was okay for us to get married. And that was just because my birthday, we getting married on the 6th of February, and my birthday is the 19th. So there was just that like 13-day lag in there, but it didn't matter. Still had to get done. So she had to come down and sign for it. So, okay.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, thanks, Mom.
Why did we talk about this before we talk about real estate? Because people need to know who you are.
True.
They need to know.
True.
What is this?
What's the backstory?
Who is this bearded wonder that's coming in on Fridays talking about? Well, that's who you are.
I am now.
Part of
I
part
kind of
of
came
your
in pretty
background.
good. Comes in pretty good, I think. That's good. Yeah.
Are you working on your ho-ho-hos?
No.
No.
Actually, I'm working on. Linda said you look good in a beard. I said, I had one. I did
But if Mama's not
work in the
happy,
back,
nobody's happy.
and she says, no, you look good in a beard. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Sure, I'm sorry, I missed it the first time. I said, as long as it all comes in the same color and it has good texture to it, I'm not going to have like spotchy or things like that.
Yeah.
So it came in pretty good. So
How's
I've
the-
got it.
How's the real estate world?
It's still, it's slowing down. No fibbing, We're here to educate and to help people. It's slowing down some. There's more houses coming on the market. The prices, the number of price reductions, it was like 43 residential price reductions this week. So they're becoming a little more, you got to be a little more realistic with where you want to be. Those homes that are priced right, ready to go, are going.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a good market. There's still people still coming here. There were 32 homes sold, so there's still a good turnover in that. But if you're not ready, and if you're not ready mentally, if you bought the house a couple years ago, and you're looking to sell it now, and we've gone in, and there's been houses that we know they got a credit at closing for repairs. Never did the repairs at all. And I've come in and I've called them on that, saying, that thingamabob that needed to get fixed still needs to get fixed, and it's going to get called out again, and you already got the money for it, so get it fixed. And,
Or look forward to giving a credit.
or you're going to be giving that money back that you thought you made, I beat him out of, $200 for this or whatever. So, get the repairs done as they need to be. Deferred maintenance is probably the biggest thing that we come up with. I was with Chris Nassari a couple weeks ago at his place. He had an event there, and the number one thing that blows deals up is repairs. People get a little antsy, and things that you would normally just kind of overlook or say, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's like, no, we're out. People are looking at as an excuse. They're rethinking their purchases, and that's always part of it. People get kind of a little nervous. This is a lot of money. What are we doing? Are we sure we're doing the right thing? Are we sure this is the right house? And when we, generally we'll talk them down and get them back off the ledge. And, what were you looking to do when we started this journey? Are we getting there? Is that this really what you want? Or do you want, if you're back out of this, are we going to be able to find another house that you're as crazy about as you are now? That's got a lot to do with it. It's kind of, we do a lot of hand holding and just kind of working them through the process. That's really a lot of time.
With the increased number of houses in the inventory for the MLS in our area, does that bring out the tire kickers?
There's people that have come in and just made just stupid offers, and then the seller, then they'll say not only no, but hell no. Don't ever bring me anything from that person again. We got to present all offers because you never know on a given day what your situation may be either. But it's not, and I try to tell them, that goes back to hand holding. It's not personal. It's business. They're just trying to see what you'll do. So if they come in 100,000 under, well, then we'll counter back 10,000 over the asking and say, okay, are we really going to do this or not? And go from there. And they'll generally chuckle and say, okay, fine. Just counter it this much. Okay, fine. The idea is to keep things moving as best you can, and that's really, like I say, that's a big part of what we do. It's not just going out doing a great job getting the listing and getting the pictures and the video and all the other things that we do. It's getting the work starts when you get the offer. And you're going to sit down and you're trying to negotiate that and trying to get the best deal and trying to make sure that your client is taken care of, but it can't all be me. There's you got to come together with some of this stuff. It's kind of like the tariff talks. You got to give a little to get a little, and that's the way it goes.
So it's Bob Zadora, the Z Team, mediator / realtor.
Well, me, Linda,
Well, I'm just talking in general.
But that's part of it, yeah. Yeah, mediators are a big part of it, and helping people just kind of.
So it's
they don't know.
mediator,
A lot of times they don't know what they don't.
negotiator,
Yeah, they don't know. They haven't bought or sold a house in 10, 15 years sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a whole different deal now, and to be able to explain that to people, and we try to do that at the listing. When we sit down at the listing appointment, this is what's going to happen, and go through the steps, and what's going to happen with the inspection, and because people don't know. Do you go up in your attic and look to see if you've got any, water intrusion, any little discoloration up there, or like by the fireplace there might be a little leak, not enough to come down,
Don't go there.
not enough to come down into the house,
Right.
but just a little spots where you get water intrusion, or crawl in your crawl space. No, nobody does. So the things come up in the inspections that people didn't expect. Roofs have been the big thing right now, because of the insurance companies.
Yeah,
Insurance companies are brutal right now,
especially with all the
roofs.
high winds we've had,
All the winds and all the
rainstorms,
rain.
tornadoes.
Right.
And,
Yeah, I mean, it's hurt a lot of the roofs, and they're expensive, and they're, so you try to do what you can do. There's a lot of hail damage up there. Try to do what you can do with the insurance companies to get some of these things fixed. Sometimes it's negotiating, the seller will pay half, the buyer will pay half to get the roof on there. Or the dealers are going to go through, and then you have to explain to the seller that it's not going to get any better. And the next guy who comes along may not give you as good an offer as the one you've got, and the roof's still going to need to get replaced.
yeah, because guess what? The insurance company may have already paid you for that roof. They expect
Well,
it
that
to be
happens.
fixed.
Well, they do that. That's a whole nother. We could do a whole segment on that, but we won't, because you got kids out there that are waiting to come in. This week in real estate, there were 58 new listings came on the market, 6 commercial properties, 18 parcels of land, 34 homes came on the market, ranging in price from $44,000 to $1.47 million. There were 40 properties sold, 18 parcels of land, 32 homes sold. They range in price from $620,000 to $51,000. Average sale price this week was $238,000 with 79 days on market. And that's really the thing, that 79 days on market is still
Still a good number.
a great number. 13 properties expired. There were 43, 43 residential price changes. So there was 40 something last week. So we're starting to see people trying to catch up with this, stuff. You got to be priced right. Because currently there's 418 homes on the MLS. So we're up 10 houses since last week. That's a lot. Year-to-date comparison, for 2025, there's been 337 homes have sold. Average sale price at $244,000 with 96 days on market. Last year, there had been 357 homes that sold with an average sale price at $241,000 with 92 days on market. So the volume is down 20, and we're not that far apart on the prices from last year to this year. It's kind of things have slowed down with the economy. People are a little nervous right now with the tariff talks and everything else, whether it affects them or not. Two schools of thought on that. I don't know what's going to happen, but inflation's still there. Interest rates are still high, relatively high compared to what people want them to be. They want them to be 3-4 again. But if we're at 3-4 again, it probably means something has gone desperately wrong someplace else, and they're trying to compensate for that. We're at about 6.5. The VA is a little lower. Your FDA and rural development loans, they're a little lower, and they're a little easier to get here because we're in a rural development area. So you can get some of those, and then you want to, Chris, like I said, it was with Chris, and he was talking about there's going to be some changes in RD as far as how much you're putting down and being able to, how you're going to be able to get them and what they'll cover. Be it more coverage for mobile homes, things like that. So maybe next week.
How'd I get you?
You don't get me. You don't get guys like me. We get, no, that's another commercial. Call my honey. She's at 870-405-0793. That just Boulevard, because I see those guys at night.
Is it because we've got an American Pope and he's from Chicago?
That's part of
The
it, maybe.
mafia's alive
You got,
and well.
oh yeah, well you got a pope and a president, both from Chicago. No, there isn't another city anywhere that can say that. Anywhere.
Finish up.
Call my honey. She's at 870-405-0793. Check out the website, retiredtoarkansas.net. The cameras are on there that you see every morning on the weather. They're on there all day, every day. They're on at night. You can watch the bridge colors change and stuff like that. But give her a call, and let's see what we can do to help you.
This has been This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zadora. 870-405-0793 is his number. Retiredtoarkansas.net is our website. Realtors you can recommend to your friends. Busy, but never too busy to help you.
That's right.
We'll be back with Friday Sports in just a moment.